Welcome everyone back to North to Prem. In today's episode we have an FA Cup 5th round fixture against Newcastle, and then we have Manchester United away at Old Trafford in the Premier League. Since the last time you left us, we have played a fair few games in the Premier League. Well, I say a fair few. We've played about a month of games in the Premier League. As you can see, form's been very hit and miss. We followed up our 4th round replay big victory over Sunderland with a loss to Newcastle in the league. We then beat Brighton and Bournemouth back to back before then beating West Brom in the FA Cup 5th round. I said 5th round in the intro, didn't I? Sorry, I meant a quarter final fixture against Newcastle. We're having a bit of a cup run. We then followed that up with probably the worst loss of the season. Norwich, who are very much in the relegation scrap with us. A draw here would have kept us a point behind Norwich. A win would have actually put us 2 points above them and actually climbed us outside of the relegation zone. That wasn't the case, because even though they did go early in the game, did lead early through Josh Sargent, we got one back. They then went down to not just 10 but 9 men, and then with 9 men we couldn't score. In 25 minutes we couldn't get a goal, and then they went and scored a 91st minute winner. Josh Sargent, I absolutely hate him. That absolutely took the wind out of our sails, and then we got beat 5-1 against Tottenham away. To be fair, we went 1-0 up. So, first, if the game had ended after 7 minutes, we'd have won. But Simone Neto got a goal. I mean, this one was a killer. I can't believe it. At home as well, it was tragic. We just didn't play well at all. No one played well, really. I mean, there's a couple decent performances, I guess, but yeah, we just didn't score. So all that means that we are very much still in the relegation scrap. 4 points. It looks like Burnley are probably dead and buried at this point. We're a point behind Brentford, 4 points behind Norwich, 5 points behind Wolves, 6 points behind Forest. So it's definitely still potentially we could save it, but I am feeling like we might be going down here, and I don't really get relegated that often. The good news is we have Burnley and Brentford in our last 8, so we've got 8 more Premier League games to go. So we do have Burnley and Brentford, so there is a chance we would get 6 points there. But the rest of the games, I mean, we've got Leicester, that's winnable, I guess. Villa, maybe. But we've also got Chelsea, Liverpool and United. Maybe we could beat West Ham as well. Man United aren't having the best season, but it's still Man United. Liverpool, Chelsea, I mean, we'd have to do well to get a result there. Burnley, I think, will probably already be relegated by this game, so hopefully that's just going to be a free hit for us. Brentford, Burnley coming near the end. I mean, I think we could get a good little run in the last 4, but really we need to be getting something out of the next 4, because if we don't close the gap on Norwich and try and overtake Brentford first of all, and we need to be winning some of these games. So if we can beat Man United today, that might give us the edge, I guess, going into the rest of the fixtures. I think if we can beat Man United today, that'll set us up nicely for hopefully being able to get some points here. I do think we can definitely get 9 points out of those 4, definitely. But whether we can get 9 points out of these 4, I really don't think we can. I think we're looking at, honestly, I'd take 6. If you gave us 6 points out of these 4 and then maybe 9 here, you'd take that, because that would probably be enough to keep you up. Generally, it's about as many points as games, so we would need to get another 13 points. So you're probably looking at potentially 9 here from Leicester, Burnley, Brentford, but that's been and Villa, Brentford, so that's been generous. That's winning 3 out of 4, which is for us quite mad. We then need another 4 points, so you at least need 1 win in here, which is maybe West Ham, maybe Man United, and then you'd need a draw. So I guess if we can beat United or West Ham and draw the other one, and then maybe just kind of chalk these off as losses. But that means we're really up against it. So we need probably about 13 points to stay up. But at this point, we're really just looking at catching the teams above us. Like I say, we need to just get above Brentford. We have done it recently. We have been above Brentford. We've been as high as 18th, but we've gone back down to 19th after recent results. So it's all to play for, but thankfully we can change our focus a little bit, because their first game of the episode is a FA Cup fixture against Newcastle, who we recently lost to in the league. So you never know, we might be able to pull something out here. But the game's been very laggy. I don't know what's going on. I might, not sure. The game. It's like my computer in general has been very laggy. I'm going to stop the recording here, restart my computer, and hopefully that can sort everything out, because it's been very, very laggy. Right, I've restarted everything, so hopefully that fixes whatever was going on with that delay. You know what it is? It seems to be when I'm Why is it? Okay, it seems to be a little bit laggy when I'm doing the recording. Whatever, we'll move past it. So hopefully it's not too bad in the match engine. But we have Newcastle in the cup. So this is the team that we're going with. We've got Spike Brits in goal, a back four of Royale because Walters is cup tied, Evans, Hadashok and Book, and then a midfield two of Dennis and Hamada. Sergio on the right, Barnes on the left, and Neto and Dijanovic up top. Let us progress. I think we might have a little bit of transfer business to cover as well. It seems very laggy when I'm recording. I don't know why. Hopefully it's not too bad in the match. I feel like it's going to be pretty bad in the match engine. I've restarted everything. I've turned the battery thing on to best performance, so I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like my laptop's a little bit weird. I am looking at getting a new computer, so that should hopefully, and like a good one as well. Not like a Uber gaming PC or anything, but like a gaming PC, but not like one of the really high-end ones, something around about £1,500. So like a good one, but not like a crazy. This is taking ages. There's definitely something weird going on with Football Manager and OBS today, because this is very, very, very slow. It's never normally this slow. This is I don't know what to make of it. I feel like it's going to be terrible in the match engine. We might have to abandon it and come back if it's really bad. I might need to. Oh yeah, this is going to be terrible. I can already tell. Okay, well it seems to load fine. It's like everything's really slow to load, but it seems to be seems to be playing okay, I guess. Okay, well we'll just see how it goes, I guess. Today's episode might be a 2D episode. I don't know. If it looks really bad, we might just do a 2D view. 2D is terrible. I hate 2D, but we need to do the episode, so I don't really know what else to do. But yeah, it does seem to be quite slow at loading. But hopefully, let's ignore this. Hopefully we can get the result here. Because even if we do go down, a cup run would at least smooth over the cracks a little bit. But I have got like the horrible feeling that we might actually be going down this year. And I usually don't get relegated. It's not something I've done. I don't even know if I have ever been. No, I have definitely been relegated before, but never like a normal save. Oh yeah, this is very choppy. This is super choppy. Okay, well, just try and ignore it. If you want to do maybe radio and just do something else and look away, and then this is terrible content. Oh, I don't know. I feel like if we go a goal down, I might just say that the video is too choppy and restart it. But if we go a goal up, then we'll just have to accept it. I'm only joking. But Sergio pulls it through, and hey, I'm not lying. I'm really not lying. This is the actual time we're recording it. Dennis goes 1-0 ahead. If we went a goal down, we wouldn't have been turned it off. I was only joking. But we have got a goal ahead. Sergio puts it back for Dennis. And even if we don't win the FA Cup or even get to the final, just getting some wins will help us with dynamics and just getting some confidence in the side. It's nice to see Dennis getting his first goal for the club as well. Obviously, one of the new Brazilian young players that came in. To be fair, I don't think there's actually any new business coming in. There might be one or two outgoings. One thing we do have is a bid for our Anthony Patterson, our second choice goalkeeper. Now he's obviously first choice when we came in. The club paid like 30-40 million for him. We paid like $1 million for Brits, and he's a better goalkeeper. So that just shows you how bad some of the business has been here. And obviously Brits doesn't really have that much potential. He's got probably just about Premier League potential. He's very much a championship goalkeeper, so that is one position we probably look to improve. But this is one thing we have been succumbing to, and I don't know why. These little weird corners where they just get played to the edge of the box, and for some reason they just go in every time. It's been ruled off for offside. It was a shot from outside the box from a corner. How could it have possibly? Someone must have been stood in the way or something, because there's absolutely no chance that it was offside. It was outside the box. So I think we've got away with one there. That's very lucky, but it does remain 1-0 to us. And like I say, even if we can progress through this, not necessarily to win it, but just to win games, to get confidence that we can go and beat a Man United or beat a West Ham or something like that, then that's good enough for me. But Royale picks it up to goal scorer Dennis. And I think it was Royale who actually gave the assist as well. I mean, if we win this game, I'm probably not going to change the side. And Dijanovic has a second. I think he might have just been offside there. It doesn't look like he was, though, because they're not pulling it back for VAR, so he must have just been offside. It was very hard to tell because it was so choppy, but it looked like a Neto was onside when he picked up the ball, and then when he played it, he might have been offside, but Dijanovic, but he wasn't, and he's finished it, and that's what I want to be seeing more, those two linking up, and that's the front two that I imagined when I signed them. It wasn't to Kevin Contreras was always going to be a rotation option when I brought him in long term. He might have been a starter for a bit, but the idea was to bring him in as a rotation option long term. But we're doing very well. We will just take Dennis off for Morgan Jenkins just because he's on a yellow card. Jenkins has actually improved quite a bit as a player. He's shown as a I don't know what the word is now. He's shown as a good championship player before. He was obviously just shown as a League One player when we first came in, so he's definitely doing better. But I mean, I've benched Emerson Royale for Walters, but based on this performance, I might have to bring him back in because we're doing quite well. I think one thing is Walters is probably better going forward, but Royale definitely seems like a better defender. And I think given that we have got like good attackers, that maybe we don't need our fullbacks to be as dynamically, as good going forward if we could improve the defence. But I mean, that hasn't really shown it there. It wasn't obviously down Royale's side, so I can't be too critical of them. But Newcastle do have one back. And you would expect, I mean, it looks like their first team. It looks like, those look like first team players. Isaac, Marcus Leonardo, Gimaresh, Estupinian, Botman, Livramento. That looks like a first team for me. So, I mean, if we can beat these, this would be a hell of a result. Hadashok's picked up a yellow and he's not playing too well. He's another one where I'm thinking maybe he's never really got like too many great match ratings. And I'm just thinking he might have been really good in the championship, but it might just be better to bite the bullet and just put Bassi in for the remainder of the season. But I don't know. I mean, Bassi hasn't really, it's not like he's that much better. You know, I'm trying to play the youngsters because I'm trying to think long term here at Fulham. I'm trying to think we could have a team if we kind of buy the players now. It could be a team we keep for like 3, 4, 5 years. That would definitely get, this. I think these players will definitely be good enough to get you into Europe in 3, 4 years' time when they develop. It's just about having faith in them now to stick with them. You think of the likes of Jenkins and Dennis together. Maybe not because they kind of play the same position, but someone like Evans at the back, I mean, he's going to be here forever. Book at the back, he should be here forever. Brits could definitely grow into it. Sergio, Dijanovic, Aneto, there's players here. Even like someone like Kevin Contreras. I'm trying to make a sub, but for some reason my mouse wouldn't appear on screen. But anyway, the FM gods are really preventing me from doing too much actual management here. But Morgan Jenkins picks up the ball, and Royale's picked it up on the right-hand side, and Royale whips it in. Sergio gets there, but little Sergio cannot get it on target. And we will make a final few substitutions there. We'll bring Gruder on for Sergio because he's looking a little bit tired. We'll bring Jashari on. Jashari can come on, and we will move Aneto onto the left and bring Kevin Contreras on up top. Little Kevin Contreras. We love Kevin Contreras. We love him. Former Lincoln boy. But you know what? I mean, look at that match rate, and Bassi's done way better, so maybe it might be I just have to bite the bullet and put Bassi back in. Yeah, because I don't think Hadashok's had quite a few bad match ratings, so... like I said, I don't think he's a bad player, but if we really just need to get results now. It's not about, obviously next season Hadashok will be straight back in because I think he's the long-term option. He's shown as a wonder kid. I don't know if he is though. I don't know if his potential is really there, but I mean, we've been the better side today. It does show. I mean, look at the XG. We've been much better, and that's in Football Manager. I mean, in real life, is it the most important thing? Probably not, but in Football Manager, it definitely is because it shows you how well you're performing. But so for our second game of the episode, we have an away fixture to Man United in the league. And in the games in between, we have played a couple of fitness friendlies as well, which has probably helped our dynamics a little bit as well, a little bit gamesmanship there. Sergio picked up a knock, though, in training, so he's going to miss this game and probably a couple of the next few weeks as well. And just as an aside, we actually got Reading in the FA Cup semi-final, so I'm hoping we should be able to, as well as doing the end-of-season stuff, we'll be able to probably do an FA Cup fixture as well. I don't know whether an FA Cup final, I don't know whether we'll do that as a separate episode or as one big bumper episode with the last 2 league games of the season, so I don't know, but this is a vital game, because if we can get a win here, we will close the gap. Norwich have actually won another game, so realistically it's not Norwich we need to catch now, it's either Wolves or Nottingham Forest. So we still need to get above Brentford as well, because we're actually still 19th, 2 points behind them. So a win here, I don't know, I guess everyone else is still probably playing as well, so it might not put us up at Brentford, but I'm not really sure what's happening with the fixtures. But either way, we just know we need points on the board, and today is a good, well, not a great opportunity to get it. It is still Man United, but they're not having the best of seasons, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. We come off a very good win against Newcastle, who are pretty much an equal, I'd probably say a very similar side to these at this point in the save. So maybe we can hopefully do something similar. But we did make note of some of the better performances. Royale's in. This is the team, obviously. We've got Spike Brits in goal. Back four of Royale, Evans. Bassi comes in for Hadashok. Book on the left. Dennis and Hamada. Sergio obviously misses out with injury, so Gruder comes in. I was thinking about maybe putting a Neto out wide and Kevin Contreras up top because he's been playing very well. But Gruder's more of a natural winger, so we'll start with that. And if we need to change it, then we can do that. But Barnes on the left and Neto and Dijanovic up top. And Dijanovic, I mean, he actually finished top in their next gen list. So the next gen 50 best basically potential players. And now it does go off reputation. It doesn't actually go off potential. So if you didn't know that about the next gen 50, basically it goes off your reputation, which is why you'll sometimes not pick up on wonder kids and stuff, just because they're not playing. So their reputation in the game isn't that big. And you usually see a lot of MLS youngsters as well because they play lots of games in a fairly high league, so their reputation goes up quite quickly, but they're not always that good. So I would say usually avoid the MLS ones, but if you saw someone and you didn't recognize them or you didn't have them on your next gen list, it doesn't mean they're not good. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, this is a vital game. Apologies again for the choppy gameplay. I don't know what's happening, but Man United have actually lost their last two. I mean, I don't know the Man United squad, but this doesn't look like a first team. I mean, obviously you've still got Sancho and Rashford, which does scare me a little bit, but it doesn't overall look like a massive... I mean, it could just be a lot of good new gens at this point. We're a team of mostly new gens as well. So it looks like everyone else... I don't know, maybe other people are playing, but if we win, we would go above Brentford, 2 points behind Wolves. I think this would be who we'd have to try and catch. Obviously, Norwich and Forest are still in it as well. But I think I don't even need to worry about the table. We just need to go and get a result. But unfortunately, it looks like it looks like it's going to be a Man United highlight, but it's not, as Harvey Barnes picks it up. Can he find an option in the middle? He finds a Neto, and Simone Neto gets in, puts us 1-0 up, and that is vital. We are 1-0 up at Old Trafford, and like I say, that puts us right back in the point of we can really fight and try and stay up, because if we don't win this game, the gap does start to look a bit big with not many games left. But a 2-point gap with like 7 games to go, that is very much achievable, especially when we still have Brentford and Burnley to play, who are both in the bottom 3. So those look like games we need to win. But unfortunately, we do have a bit of a tough run coming up. So realistically, if we could beat a Man United who aren't... Oh, Calvin Bassey, you've just come in the side. What are you doing? We've just brought Calvin Bassey in with experience, thinking he's going to be making smart decisions in big, important moments, and he's just given away a penalty. He's just gave away a penalty. Spike Brits has saved the last 2 penalties I've seen off camera. Can he be a hero again? I thought he'd gone right side, but he's gone the right side, but Rashford puts it in. And Rashford's on 22 goals, which for a team doing mid-table stuff is still pretty good, which leads me to believe they concede a lot. So maybe we can get something here, but we do have a kickoff highlight, which it is our kickoff, so it is a little bit promising unless we're about to lose the ball. But Dijanovic, well, he does lose the ball, so maybe that's me speaking too soon, but we're trying to press, and I think it's the rain as well isn't helping the in-game engine, but it looks like Man United are getting in their stride a little bit, but Bassey does well to pick it up, trying to make up for his error. And Harvey Barnes again. I tell you what, Harvey Barnes, he gets a good rating, but every time I see him in the match engine, he's always giving the ball away. He's always doing something that doesn't actually help us. And Man United now are coming forward, and Man United, I thought had scored a second, but thankfully, I'm not sure what happened, but we just about managed to get it clear. I think we're just not going to have enough games to keep this club up. It's a shenanigans corner. It's flying all over the place. I can't even keep track of it because of how bad the game is, how bad the game's running. But it's gone out for another corner, and it seems like there might be other teams playing because Burnley are currently drawn with Villa, which is a good result for them. But I mean, I guess a point against Man United isn't the worst because it would put us 4 points behind Wolves, but realistically, we'd want to win this game. I think maybe there's only some teams playing, and we just happen to be one of them, and the teams around us, maybe besides Burnley, are the only ones that aren't. But I don't want Burnley to be getting any points because I want them to be one of the 3 that's dead and buried. I'm hoping Brentford stop picking up points as well because they seem to be picking up the odd draw and win here and there as well. Pretty much what we're doing. But it was kind of like the Spurs game. We got off to a good start, but we just... look like we fall away against the better sides, and maybe it's the 4-2-4 is just too aggressive. I guess Man United they are matching us for formation, so it could just be that we've gone too aggressive for these games, and maybe we should be playing the 4-2-3-1. But that's a long ball over to Man United, and they've put it in the back of the net. I thought he was offside by a mile. I couldn't see the linesman, so I don't know. But VAR have chalked it off. Thank God it is still 1-1. Yeah, he looked a mile off. You couldn't tell too much with the match engine, but no, he looked a mile off. So thankfully that one's not counted. But I mean, Aneto's the only one that scored, and again, Harvey Barnes assisted, but he gives the ball away. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether Gruder's not having the best game, but Aneto scored, so I don't really want to take him off and put him on the wing. But Harvey Barnes has picked up the ball, and he's played it to Ahamada, who's in space. Why is he? What is he trying to do there? Is he trying to whip it into? He's trying to whip it into Gruder instead of just shooting himself, or he's put it wide and it's just kind of shown Gruder. I'm not really sure what happened there, but either way, it's not what we want to see, and it's currently 1-1. I think Gruder needs to come off at halftime. I think we need to get a little Kevin Contreras on because he's been a bit of a hero. So I think I'm going to move Aneto onto the wing. I'd rather have him up front, but Gruder's really not play. I've seen Gruder hit a few free kicks though, and we're really not creating much. So it might just be okay. You know what? I'll leave him on. I'll leave him on for a little bit longer. We've been battered today. We're very fortunate to just be 1-1, to be honest, because we've been absolutely smacked by Man United today. Yeah, we're really not. I mean, yeah, Man United are good. Like, they make no mistake, Man United are a good side. So it's not like I expect to win these games, but we have to win these games. It's not like, you know, it gets to that point in the season where it doesn't really matter who you play. You have to just go and win. And when you don't, it's a disappointment, even though any other time in the season you'd go, well, it's Man United, you know, it's quite a big gap. But, I mean, a draw puts it to 4 points, which wouldn't be the worst with 7 games to go. But it's certainly, with the run we've got some really tough teams coming up. And I don't see us picking up a win there. So this is really probably one of the better options. Maybe West Ham next we could get a win. Oh, Harvey Barnes. This is what I mean. Like, there's just so many options, and he just goes for the worst one. I don't like him in the match engine. He does lots of goals and assists, but it just, every time I see him do something, I'm like, what are you doing? That's just not the right move. And Man United, you know what? They just look really quick, and we just can't handle it. And I think, yeah, it's been looked at VAR, but he looked onside to me. It was hard to tell because it was so quick, but no, it's going to stand. It's 2-1 down. Time to make a change now. It's time to make a change. I should have made it at halftime. That's my mistake. I don't think it would have mattered anyway. I think Man United are just too good. I think we're going down. I think we might get relegated, you know. I just don't think we've got enough. I just don't think we've had enough games left. I just don't think we've got enough quality in the side to get enough. Because you basically, with how far away we were, you had to go on basically a Europa League, Conference League level, like a top half run to be able to just stay up. And I just don't know if we're there yet. Yeah, I don't know. It seems we're very inconsistent with our results. Like, we go and beat Newcastle, who are very much a good side, but then we're just getting battered by Man United. We're getting battered by Spurs. So I guess we're just a little bit too far away. And Man United looking to really hurt us now. Jadon Sancho's made it through. Oh, I think we have to go back to the team we've been playing. I think we have to get Hardashok back, and I think we need to get Walters back in. It's 5 points with 7 games to go. Like I say, Brentford, Burnley, that might be 6 points, but the way it's going, I mean, you wouldn't even think it, because we got beat off Norwich. We were down to 9 men. I think that killed us. I think if we'd have beaten Norwich there, we'd be okay. I think that's the game that's actually going to hurt us. You never know. We could get something late here, but yeah, Man United have absolutely destroyed us today. I really don't like getting beat in the match when the match is so laggy as well. It just feels even more frustrating for some reason. But yeah, we've not been good today. But Contreras picks up the ball and he's hit the post. I thought that was going to be our way back into it. I thought we might have just got something there. But yeah, we've been absolutely smashed. We don't deserve anything from this game. Djanicevic had a poor game. Royale's had a poor game. Book's had a poor game. Dennis, yeah, Evan, they've all had a poor game. Let's be honest. The whole back line, we've conceded 3. I mean, we've conceded 12 shots on target. It's really embarrassing. It's a very poor performance from us. It's really unlike us as well. Besides the Tottenham game, we've never really been battered. But Janicevic whips one in, and it's fell to Book, who plays it back to Royale, and I thought that was going to go in, but it just seemed to loop in the air rather than actually go on target, which is a real shame because I thought we were going to get a little bit of fortune there, but Barnes does well to pick the ball up, and it falls to Dennis, who's just dilly-dallying on the ball. What are you doing? Oh, what are we doing? And now it's going to come straight in. Rashford's there. He's going to make it fall. Yep, there we go. What are we doing? Like, why is he just messing about on the ball? Does he not know we're in a relegation scrap? Like, it's actually getting frustrating now because he's just stood on the ball. And what an idiot. Right, he's coming off. We'll bring Morgan Jenkins on. I just don't know who to play. Like, we've just got so many players, and they're all kind of comparable. I don't want to bring... No, I don't want to put Dennis on up top. Yeah, I guess we'll just bring some players on, but it really, at this point, it doesn't even matter, does it? Royale's been terrible. He's going to have to come off. I think we go back to... You know what? Calvin Bassey out of everyone's probably been okay, but I think we put Walters back in. I don't think Royale's up to it anymore. I don't think he is. We're getting battered today. It's just one of them. 5 points. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going down. And I think we're in a bit of a mess as well because financial fair play is going to absolutely hammer us because we are massively below our bank balance. We're about 70 million in the red. And FFP for the Champions League is already failing. And for the Premier League, you're only talking an extra 500k to start failing that as well. So I don't know what the Championship FFP is like. I think it's actually a little bit nicer. So if we go down, I guess there won't be too many sanctions. But financially, the club's in a bit of a mess. And I've definitely helped cause it as well because we spent a lot of money. We let a lot go, but I think next year, whether we stay on the league or not, it's going to be a very low spending transfer market. I think it'll be a couple free transfers. But realistically, the squad doesn't need a lot of... I know we're getting battered today, so you'd think we do need a lot of new players. I don't think it does. I think it very much, if we could get if we had a full season with this squad, we'd be nowhere near the bottom three. We'd be mid-table. I genuinely think we'd be a mid-table with this squad, but that's a shocker. We've had again, it's like the Spurs game. We lead and then we just fall away because we just cannot handle it. It's just, they're just so quick and we just can't handle it. Oh, 7 games to go, 5 points adrift. It's not looking likely. It's really not looking likely. And we've got Liverpool, Chelsea, and West Ham in the next 3. West Ham are 9th, Liverpool are 5th, Chelsea is 6th. So Man United's the worst of the next 4. And we've just lost 4-1. I think we might be going down. I think by the time we get to those easier, in quotation mark, fixtures, the last 4, and that still includes Villa, who are a good side, I think we'll be too gone by then. I think the gap will be too big. Because we needed a win and a draw, basically, out of these. I think if we were to get to 38 points, we needed a win and a draw out of these next 4. And we've lost this one, which means we'll have to beat West Ham or Chelsea, Liverpool, and then draw one of the other 2 games. Oh, I think we're in it. I think we're going down. And I think the club's going to be in a bit of a mess. And there's a lot of relegation release clauses that'll kick in as well. A lot of relegation release clauses that'll kick in. Like, nearly everyone's got one. So, I think we're in a bit of a mess. As you can see, financially we're in tatters. FFP wise, projected period, we're actually making money. I don't know how that works. I know there's to be fair, there's a lot of future transfer clauses that are coming in. There is a lot of future transfer clauses that are coming in. Yeah, so we've got 13 and a quarter there. Yeah, so there is money to come in future fees and a few. And again, I don't understand it because it says 11.25, but then if you go here, 21.5 of a mandatory future fee. I'd rather it was this. I'd much rather it was this, but I don't know if it will be. I don't know how it works. Maybe it's in installments, maybe, and this is the upfront figure. And this is 21.5 with some installments, maybe. So you can't look at past transfers like that, like you can. Do you know what I mean? You can't look at past transfers. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because we can't even see like. Well, I guess we can see this kind of stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works, but either way, at least these are like actually leaving the club. I mean, Harry Wilson looks good. He's a Championship player, right? Anyway. So we will take in the steady progress approach. Is Macon City? We just got beaten 4-1. Yeah, to be fair, we have turned it around quite a lot because we were dead and buried at the bottom, and now it's only 5 points. But yeah, 6 wins in 31. That's relegation form, innit? So, oh, we're in for it.